leptin test, let's say, I don't even know what the levels are. I don't pay attention to numbers like that. But let's say that less than 100 is normal and 101 and over is abnormal. Well, what if you're 100? You're teetering on abnormal. So do you see why I don't like medical tests? Because there's got to be there's no gray area.
Who created the number?
Who did?
I mean, that's.
You know exactly who. It wasn't chiropractors.
Government.
Yeah. Your medical doctors, your FDA. The FDA is some people you shouldn't trust. A lot of you probably don't trust your government accountants. Okay.
No.
Does your FDA care about you?
No. Got your money.
I hope nobody. I got watching this video. Huh? Just kidding. Obama, I hope you watch. Okay. Back to adrenal fatigue real quick. And then I'm going to make the shake. And now I've got a lot of information I'm skipping over. That's why you're going to get this. Okay. Everything I've said is pretty much in here. There's pages and pages, but I want you to go back. You know, I'm going to teach you a lot of things. I'm going to just hit the high points. Adrenal fatigue. Your adrenal glands secrete more than 50 hormones. A lot of people didn't even know you had adrenal glands, which is fine. That's what I'm telling you now. But some of these hormones are essential for life. They include glucocorticoids. These include cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that helps convert food into energy, normalize blood sugar, and respond to stress. Now, cortisol is your stress hormone too. So if you've got too much stress, your cortisol levels are high, which means you store too much fat. Okay. When we do our exercise in just a minute, for those who participate, you will want to exercise, even if you don't do this type of exercise, you want to exercise first thing out of bed in the morning. Why? Your cortisol levels are at their lowest. And yes, men, we have estrogens. Your women, yes, you have testosterone. But your testosterone levels are at their peak when you wake up. So testosterone does what? Burns fat. Cortisol levels, or cortisol does what? It increases fat. So when's the best time to work out? When the fat hormone's at its lowest and your fat burning hormone's at its highest. Okay? That's when you work out in the morning. Back to the adrenal glands, some of the hormones I said, glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, those help with blood pressure, and adrenaline. That's your hormone that increases your heart rate and controls blood flow to your muscles in your brain. Okay, let's see, I'm hitting the high points here. Ironically, adrenal glands, I talked about with stress, adrenal glands are there to help cope with stress, but too much of stress is what causes them to stop working. So now do you see why you need to de-stress? Okay? I understand, you know, with the times that there is a lot of stress, but now you see why you need to take time to just sit back and relax and know that God's in control and He'll never give you too much that you can't handle, okay? Let's see. There is a test, of course, for adrenal fatigue. If you're interested, some people like to do tests. I like for some people who, for my diabetics especially, I've got information. Can I talk about you real quick? Type 2 diabetic for 3 years. Next month, on medication, his levels that they look at are actually starting to be almost in the normal range. Has not been for 3 years, and he saw me for 1 month, and now so his pancreas has started working properly. The reason I mention that is because I do want him to keep getting his blood work done, because I'm going to prove to everybody that your body can handle all disease, including diabetes. How many of you have ever known, I talked to you guys, I don't know, how many of you ever heard of diabetes going on? Okay, but what, do you think it's because of the medicine? It's lifestyle. They've changed their diet, they changed their exercise, okay? What I'm getting at is what healed it.
The body.
Their body, okay? And I allow your body to help heal things through the nervous system by aligning your spine. But there is a test, it's called a salivary cortisol test. It's very inexpensive, you can get it online and do it at home. If you're so interested in finding out if you're adrenally fatigued. But a way, if you don't care about that and you know that you're adrenally fatigued just due to exhaustion and you're high stress, your adrenals are shot. So how do you help with this? Eat a small meal or snack every 3 to 4 hours. How many of you have been told to eat throughout the day? How many of you do it?
We don't have time.
Too busy or too stressed. Okay? You want to eat within the first hour upon awakening. How many of you skip breakfast? Don't have time, do we? We make time for that lunch though. We get paid, or we're at that. some of us are on salary, you know, you pay bills. Eat a small snack near bedtime. Okay, most of you haven't heard that. And then eat before you become hungry. When you're hungry, all of you know, don't shop at the grocery store.
Oh my God, you buy everything.
Eat before you go shop. You're gonna buy everything you need. Okay? If you eat before you're hungry, before you get that hunger pain or that hunger signal, you eat less. Okay? If you're hungry, you've already allowed yourself to run out of fuel, which means you have low blood sugar, and that places additional stress on your adrenal gland. Okay, so I hope this is all making a pretty picture. To wheat real quick. Wheat is contaminated with mycotoxins. And no matter what the form, wheat, whole bread, cracked wheat, sprouted wheat, and so on, buckwheat, they will be capable of causing the same problems, including celiac disease, rheumatoid arthritis, miscarriages, headaches, infertility, developmental delay in children, irritable bowel syndrome. Now, you guys that have read my stories in there, you've seen the miracle story of the woman who couldn't get pregnant. Well, first, she had low back pain and a curve on her back, so she was pinching the nerve to reproductive, so they couldn't function properly. Well, we started testing her, and not only was it not her time, I believe, because she had a lot of stress in her life, and she couldn't afford a baby at the time, but she's due next month, by the way. She was 31, couldn't get pregnant, told she would never get pregnant, told she couldn't get pregnant. She wanted to give up on me every month. She goes, it's not happening. She had boyfriend problems. She had financial problems. She was on a financial hardship with me because she couldn't afford anything. And so she kept wanting to quit. And I said, it's not on your time. You're having too much life stress. You can't afford it right now. It's on his time, not your time. Be patient. She called me, 8 months ago, out of the blue. God bless you. And I knew when she called me what she was going to tell me. She's now shared her story on the wall, but she said, Dr. Michael, I finally got pregnant. So your body can do amazing things. However, I said, she came to my nutrition class, came to my exercise class, and she never would do it. So a lot of people will sit in front of me today, and you'll go home and do what with this? Okay, you'll leave it in that email box. Okay, until you start being proactive and you start using the information I give you, you're not going to reach your true health goals. You're not going to get rid of 100% of your pains. I got one guy who comes in the morning, we got rid of everything, but he's got one constant little ache right here in his back. Well, I've been seeing him 2 months, but he's had it for years. He was in the Army. I said, you understand we're 2 months into a very long process. He says, yeah, I get it. But he's not doing everything I asked him to do yet. So the day he commits and really changes his whole lifestyle, because me adjusting alone is very important and very vital to the nervous system, but there's other factors, okay? So you got to give things time. But as I said, so now you see where grains were playing in a part of her possibly into her infertility. Let me see. Real quick, milk pasteurization. How many of you drink milk? Okay, why do you drink it? Because it's good or because you think it's good for you? A lot of people just give it to their kids because they think it's good for you. Now, breast milk, of course, is very important. Okay, it provides it starts building a very strong, healthy immune system for the baby. Could you imagine if we pasteurized and homogenized it? What would we do to that breast milk? Destroy all the good properties, wouldn't you? Same thing with cows milk. Do you understand why they homogenize and pasteurize it?
Make it taste good.
So you'll drink it, so that they can make more money. He likes it. I've never had raw milk. I just do away with it.
It doesn't taste like a cow. What about soy milk?
Soy milk. Okay, how many of you think soy is good for you? I'll just, to save on time, I'll send you information. Soy is not good for you. They're finding out that it's not as good as they want.
Yes, because I give to, infants a lot of times. Mine, in the day, when mine was young, they had to have soy milk.
And yeah, so now we got that pretty carton called Silk. Soy milk. Okay. Okay, real quick. So milk pasteurization. When you pasteurize and homogenize, you destroy all the good enzymes, you diminish the vitamin content, you denature the milk proteins, you destroy the vitamin B12 and B6 in it. Those are your energy. B vitamins are very important, they're energy vitamins. You kill beneficial bacteria, you promote pathogens that are associated with allergies. Okay, so those who have allergies, eliminate milk and see what happens.